For more than 3 decades, Matt Hardy and his brother Jeff Hardy have been one of the most revolutionary, influential, and beloved tag teams in the history of professional wrestling. Known worldwide as the Hardy Boys, later the Hardys, the two brothers from Cameron, North Carolina, redefined what fans thought was possible inside the squared circle. From their groundbreaking ladder matches in WWE's Attitude Era, to their creative experiments in Impact Wrestling with the Broken Universe, the Hardys have etched their names into history as pioneers who combined daredevil athleticism with unmatched creativity. But as the years go by, even legends must confront the inevitable time. In a recent interview, Matt Hardy addressed one of the most emotional and heavily speculated topics among wrestling fans today: when will the Hardys wrestle their final match? While fans may expect a straightforward answer, Matt Hardy instead provided a thoughtful, deeply human perspective, revealing not only the timeline he envisions but also why he is hesitant to place a definitive label on what could be the final chapter of one of wrestling's most cherished tag teams. The Hardys, unmatched legacy in wrestling. Before diving into Matt's comments, it's important to understand the immense impact the Hardys have had on professional wrestling. Emerging in WWE during the late 1990s, Matt and Jeff quickly made their mark with their high-risk, high-reward style. Their iconic ladder and TLC tables, ladders, and chairs matches against teams like the Dudley Boys and Edge and Christian are still replayed on highlight reels to this day. These contests weren't just matches, they were moments that helped define an entire era of WWE. Beyond their in-ring innovation, the Hardys became relatable underdog figures. Jeff Hardy was the daredevil risk-taker, soaring from 20-foot ladders with reckless abandon, while Matt Hardy was the strategist, the storyteller, and often the glue that held their narrative together. Together, they created a balance that made their team feel complete. Over the decades, the brothers collected championships across multiple promotions: WWE, Impact Wrestling, Ring of Honor, and AEW, cementing themselves as one of the most decorated and versatile tag teams in history. Matt Hardy speaks. A timeline for the final match. In his recent comments, Matt Hardy acknowledged that he and Jeff are nearing the end of their in-ring journey. The physical toll of wrestling, combined with their long tenure in the business, makes it clear that they cannot continue forever. Matt revealed that he does have a general idea of when the Hardys might wrestle their final match. However, rather than putting a specific date or event on it, he explained that the decision will be based on how he and Jeff feel both physically and emotionally when that time comes. I think the end is closer than it is far away, Matt explained. But I also don't want to box us into a corner. Wrestling has taught me that you never say never, and the last thing I want to do is label something our final match, only to find ourselves back in the ring later. That takes away from the meaning of the moment. For Matt, the Hardys' farewell must be authentic, organic, and free from the pressure of artificial deadlines. Why Matt Hardy won't label the final match? In wrestling, the idea of a final match has always been tricky. Many legends have announced retirements or farewell bouts, only to return to the ring months, or even years, later. While fans usually embrace these comebacks, they can sometimes dilute the significance of a last match when it happens multiple times. Matt Hardy is fully aware of this history. He emphasized that he doesn't want to set up false expectations. By avoiding the phrase final match altogether, he and Jeff can leave the door open without compromising the authenticity of their eventual farewell. I'd rather people look back and say, that was the last time we saw the Hardys together, than to call it the last match and then go against that word later. It's about honesty, respect, and leaving the right kind of memory. This mindset shows Matt's deep respect not only for the business but also for the fans who have supported them for decades. The emotional weight of a goodbye. A final match for the Hardys isn't just about wrestling, it's about closing a lifelong chapter of brotherhood, risk-taking, and storytelling. Fans who grew up watching them in WWE's Attitude Era have now become adults with families of their own, yet the Hardys still represent a connection to their youth. For Matt and Jeff, walking away will mean letting go of the world that defined their identities since they were teenagers. Matt admitted that the decision will carry heavy emotions. Jeff and I have lived our lives in this business. Wrestling isn't just a job, it's who we are. To say goodbye, whenever that day comes, is going to be incredibly hard. It has to feel right. It has to be the right time. What could a Hardy farewell look like? While Matt didn't confirm specifics, speculation has been rampant about how the Hardys might close out their legendary careers. Some possibilities include A major PPV farewell. Many fans imagine a grand send-off at a major AEW event, WWE reunion, or even a cross-promotional dream match. A return to North Carolina. Given their deep roots in Cameron, North Carolina, a farewell in front of their hometown crowd could feel personal and poetic. A tag team showcase. Facing one of today's top tag teams, such as the Young Bucks, FTR, or even Edge and Christian, if timing allows, would create a symbolic passing of the torch moment. A quiet goodbye. Matt's comments suggest that their final match may not even be advertised as the last. Instead, it could simply be about that fans later recognize as the end of an era. Whatever the format, the wrestling world will be watching closely. Jeff Hardy's role in the decision. While Matt often speaks for the team in interviews, Jeff Hardy's voice is equally important in the decision. Jeff, known for his daredevil style, has endured numerous injuries throughout his career. His resilience has been inspiring, but the risks he has taken have left lasting effects. Matt acknowledged that Jeff's health and mindset will play a critical role in determining when the Hardys step away. Jeff has always been fearless, but now he has to be more careful. I respect that. We both have to listen to our bodies. This decision isn't just mine, it's ours as brothers. The fans' perspective. For fans, the thought of the Hardys' final match is bittersweet. On one hand, they want to see their heroes go out on their terms, healthy and respected. On the other hand, it's hard to imagine a world of wrestling without the Hardys leaping from ladders or innovating in ways no one else dares. Social media is filled with fans sharing their dream scenarios for a Hardy farewell, from one more TLC-style classic to a deeply emotional tribute match. The common thread is clear: the Hardys mean something deeply personal to millions of wrestling fans. Why the Hardys? Story still matters today. In 2025, wrestling is vastly different from when Matt and Jeff first broke into the business. Yet their story continues to resonate because it embodies timeless themes: brotherhood, resilience, creativity, and the pursuit of dreams against impossible odds. The Hardys didn't come from privilege or fame, they built their legacy with backyard wrestling videos, homemade rings, and sheer determination. Their journey inspires fans not just as performers, but as human beings who proved that passion and persistence can rewrite destiny. The road ahead. So, what comes next? Matt Hardy has made it clear: the Hardys will continue wrestling for as long as it feels right. Whether their final match comes in 2025, 2026, or later, it will be dictated not by hype or marketing, but by authenticity. Fans can expect to see them continue telling stories, supporting younger talent, and perhaps exploring roles outside the ring as mentors, producers, or ambassadors for the industry they helped shape. And when that final bell does eventually toll, it will mark the end of a chapter, but not the end of the Hardys' legacy. Their influence will live on in every ladder match, every daring leap, and every fan who grew up believing that two brothers from a small town could change the world.